So I got a kind of cringe tale to tell.
Cringe tale? I'm game.
Okay, so back in the day, I had some emotional issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that led to problems with school. Wouldn't show up a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Which of course led to the main office kind of hating me.
Yeah. As they want to do.
Yep. So one day I go in, there's a little shark guy.
There's a shark guy?
Yeah, it was like a street shark just hanging out. No, the principal looked like a shark.
Oh, okay.
We talked and he was like, "Yo, I'll do you a deal," and he did me a deal. This is not the important part. I'm just setting it up.
Yeah.
He did. He opened the possibility to me negotiating something to me going back to school.
Okay.
Which I was like, all right, cool. But I came back home, did my thing, and at the time I was really into Johnny Cash for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Listen.
I mean, that's not a bad thing. That's an awesome thing.
It's gonna be bad, dude.
Okay.
I was listening to a lot of Cash and a lot of music back in the day, and so I came up with a plan. This was gonna be my offer. If they could hold this offer up, I would go back every day, right?
Oh, wait, you're trying to
I was trying to do an offer. Oh man! Okay, my offer was gonna be I was gonna go in there and demand them to gather the entire it's bad the entire student body, I guess, in the auditorium because we had one in our school.
Most schools do, yes.
Well, yeah, but it was big. Ours is cool, is what I'm saying. Y'all's licks.
It really wasn't.
No,
School sucks.
Piece of shit. I was just trying to save face for the fact that I didn't know most schools had an auditorium.
How do you not know that?
Well, some of them have been to like 2 schools. The other one didn't have one. Anyway.
Public schools, folks.
Anyway.
Never know what you're going to get.
Damn, dude. This was my plan, alright? The entire student body was going to be gathered.
Mm-hmm.
And there would be curtains, black curtains, specifically, because Man in Black. And then they would open up, and there I would be, clad in black.
How old were you when you were thinking of this plot?
12. I was 12.
I guess.
No,
anyway.
That's too old to be.
Okay, you were thinking of this plot. You were clad in black curtains.
Yeah.
God knows where their curtain fund would come from.
At this point, trust me, they would get them. These were my demands, remember? Here's the thing. Here's why I thought I could do this. Because the reason why they were trying to broker a deal with me to go back was because I was single-handedly ruining their perfect attendance for the entire school.
Oh, okay.
And they would get some sort of bonus if they did it.
Yeah, you were fucking with their paychecks at that point.
Exactly. So this is why I thought I had this power. Anyway, at the time we had a teacher, a guitar teacher. I knew he had a black guitar.
Uh-huh.
So I knew I could get a black guitar. Of course, I can't play guitar, so it wouldn't help.
You can, however, play a sitar.
Yeah, I can, however,
mostly because it involves sitting.
I can't play a guitar, but I can play a guitar, so I guess that's good. Anyway, my plan was them curtains were gonna open, and I was gonna bust out some mean Johnny Cash tunes.
What? How?
And I don't know why in my mind this would win over the entire student's body, and I would be cool from then on.
Oh.
And for some reason that would completely solve my weird anxiety issues that I had at the time. That's right. Now I do have a reason to think why I could pull this off. Because for some damn reason, even though I was like in a ball of anxiety back in the day, I was pretty good at presentations.
Okay.
And I wouldn't feel super... Oh, that's another cringe tale. I wouldn't feel anxiety when I was presenting something, right? So I was like, if I'm up there, I'm going to break out of my shell, bust out a little get rhythm. Dong, 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 dong. Little Tennessee 3 in the back. 2 or whatever, 50, I don't know, Tennessee 50. Anyway, so yeah, that was my plan. And needless to say, thankfully I never said this to them. because that would have been retarded.
I wonder what they would have said had you said that.
Like, I think
would they have just looked at you with a dumbfounded look on their face and gone, no? Or they would have been like, you know what? It's better that you stay at home.
No, they would have been like, you know what? Yeah, let's do that.
Go ahead and go. We'll even break out the money for the curtains.
Now, here's that's obviously bad. But that wasn't even the first time. Like, the first time I stopped myself from bringing it up, and I was like, nah, it's not going to work. Obviously, right? The logical conclusion to that plan. Yeah. But here's why I thought it wouldn't work. It was the wrong choice of music. I had to go.
That's why?
I had to go all into swing music.
Oh, God.
And do a little swing dance. Now, needless to say, I'm a fat lard, so that would have been bad.
You could have tap danced it out.
Yeah. So, but look, I mentioned the other cringe tale, and it's pretty much the same story in a different way. One time in class, Peter Parker, our teacher that looked like Peter Parker, was weird. Tobey Maguire, in case you were wondering, told us to, or we had like a play type thing to do, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted me to, and I had freaking slayed my reason why you should vote for John Kerry presentation, dude.
Right.
That shit was long. You remember you helped me write that shit. It was long as shit, and I memorized that baby, and I freaking...
No political propaganda intended.
No, I didn't really give a shit. It was just the better choice at that point. He was a badass mofo and Nam, as my presentation said.
Yeah.
And then not only did I slay it, but I slayed it so good that he sent me to the neighboring teacher who was a well-known Bushite. Mm-hmm. And I freaking shat it all over his face, skeeted, bullshit my way through some real issues that I knew nothing about, but I faced them on him. My ultimate point was that he almost choked on a pretzel, and that was pretty much the mic drop moment.
Yeah, that's really when you drop the mic, because you have to give him CPR.
Yeah. Anyway, I did this so good that they wanted me to play Napoleon Bonaparte, the Bone Meister.
Bonerama to his friends.
Nap McBone. As
to nobody.
To, France, I guess. I don't know. Anyway.
Nappy.
Yeah, Nappy ass hair.
Napster, as became known in the latter days.
Metallica and them, they didn't get along. Anyway, after my feud with Metallica, I started doing it, right? Like, I was saying my lines and shit. I accepted, obviously. And I was doing my lines. And I came out to a point, like, I didn't understand stage directions. And for some ass reason, he had written them into this thing. Even though it's literally me in front of, like, 3 kids. No, it was an entire class. And some other guy, right? Like, why the hell would we need freaking stage directions? It sucked. So I didn't understand it. And there came to a point when it said something along the lines of paces back and forth. Right?
Uh-huh. Oh, you just read the line, didn't you?
No. That's worse.
It's worse than that?
I started pacing. But since it didn't... And I said my line, right? Mm-hmm. But it never said to stop pacing.
So, okay.
So I just paced the entire freaking... I guess little play they did, and it was long, dude. And I was like, man, when is it gonna tell me to freaking stop pacing? The shit. So I was there like a moron, clopping back and forth, saying my lines, running out of breath because I'm freaking 99% lard. It sucked, dude. And then I realized at the end that. Like, towards the end, I realized, oh, no. Because there was another stage direction. I forgot what it was. Like, waves at cloud or some shit. Just as an example. And I was like, oh, no. It doesn't tell you when to stop. I was just supposed to do it, like, a couple times. Not, oh, no. And then, like, when you realize you've been a fool.
And for way too long.
Yeah, you just lose. Dude, oh, my God. It like, legitimately destroyed me for a little bit. And then after that, I finished it. He didn't say anything. I went to my chair, just sat there. Class ended, and I was like, that was a thing I did. Never was I asked to do anything by them again.
Oh, man.
But it's still better than that Johnny Cash thing.
Yeah. The gumption of you to assume that you possess such sway over the school decisions.
Dude, like in my mind, it was like a freaking musical, dude. Like I was going to be like, oh, I remember. That's right. That's right, Elvis, not Johnny Cash.
For some reason.
I was gonna be like dong 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 ding dong ding, and they were all gonna be like, yeah.
Well, here I'm gonna try to balance. When you're young, you make stupid assumptions like that.
I was 12, dude.
It's still pretty young, man. It's really young, actually. So I'm gonna try to help you out with two of my assumptions when I was a kid. And look, I wasn't a dummy kid either. You know what I'm saying? Is this the
black and white thing?
Yeah, well, that's one of them.
Okay.
You know, I've mentioned this before, and I thought that for some reason, pre-1940, life was black and white.
That's so weird.
And it didn't really have to do with movies either, because as a kid, I didn't watch that many movies. You know, it was really around age 13 that I started watching movies ardently, and you know, so I don't know where the fuck that assumption came from, but. You know, my form of entertainment as a kid was watching crappy Mexican TV and hearing stories from my grandmother. And whenever she told me these stories, I just always thought, man, she used to live in a black and white world. And then one day, dude, I asked her, when did things become color? No. And she looked at me like I was a fucking tard, man. Like she put on that fucking Cumbia Kings and blasted out that tune for me to fucking dance around to, because shit.
Freaking roosters coming out.
She did explain that I was retarded and that I shouldn't have never assumed that in her own tactful way. And I was like, damn, I suck. Here's another one for you. Back in the day, there was this Party Chips Ahoy commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Where, you know...
You've told me this. I don't know
I've told you this. I've told several people this, unfortunately. And the commercial was, you know, some fucking chump, or maybe it was a chick. Let's say guy. It was some chump sitting there all alone on his fucking apartment or some jazz. And he bites into the Party Chips Ahoy, and all of a sudden there's a fucking party around him. And he's like, hell yeah, I rock, dude. You know, I'm assuming he was Michelangelo, I guess. But the point is, I was like, dude, hell yeah. Because I wouldn't say I was a lonely kid. I was a loner kid, let's say that. You know, I preferred to be alone. But everybody craves company, man. You know, everybody wants interaction to some degree or another. So I was like, this is it. This is my way in to having, you know, friends that don't lick. And the best part is I can turn them off. You know, I don't know what the mechanics of turning them off would be.
Really weird. You know? Do they like are they born instantly and then
do they disappear die? When you eat the whole cookie? Yeah, I don't know. I didn't even think about those mechanics, but I was like,
quite disturbing, actually.
Yeah, they don't have to be there all the time. I can just bite into a Chips Ahoy whenever I want to have friends. So, went to the old supermarket, and damn, had to, you know, those kids that cry in the aisles. They didn't get to that level, but I was like, dude, you got to buy these fucking Party Chips Ahoy. And my mom was like, why? No, they look terrible. You know, here, just regular Chips Ahoy or something else. And I was like, dude, it's got to be these. So anyway, long story short, she buys them. God, we used to have a hatchback. And I made sure that I was in the back with all the groceries.
No.
And I fished through all the bags.
No. Did you gather the entire student body too?
Until no. This is the low and this is the worst part.
Yeah, somehow it's worse.
And I took the Party Chips Ahoy, and there was like a moment, dude, where like a pregnant pause as I waited with bated breath for my eventual fate to unroll before my very own eyes. And I opened that bad boy up slowly and carefully, because if they heard me open, they'd be like, "What are you doing? Why are you opening the shit up?" And I fished one that said, dude, and I savored the moment right before it happened. And I bit into it, and nothing fucking happened, of course. And I felt like a complete moron. And I was heartbroken, and I wanted to kill myself. But the point is, we're all fools when we're young. You know, we have some stupid assumptions.
This is a weird one, and it kind of ties into that one. I used to fear the Slim Jim man. I don't know if you remember the Slim Jim man. Yeah,
it's fucking disturbing.
He had Slim Jim hair.
Yeah.
I used to fear him, and you know, in those commercials, he would pop out when you eat a Slim Jim, or as Randy Macho Man Savage would say, snap into a Slim Jim. But I freaking love Slim Jim, so I would risk it. But it was like a fear thing, like, man, this could be the one that he pops in on, and when he pops in, I'm gonna die.
It could have also been Randy though. It popped in.
That would have been worse. He would have freaking like power driven me into the stratosphere.
Could have been Bonesaw McCraw.
Dude, I'm not even gonna lie though. If Randy came in, that would have been pretty rad.
That's all I'm saying. Yep. You gotta give Randy a shot. Anyway, what are some stupid things you believed as a child? Hopefully not that you could somehow inside a musical.
Damn.
While not even knowing how to play guitar. Let us know in the comments down below. Hit like, share, subscribe to those notification buttons because we're out.